welcome. We're back for another morning live. How's everyone doing today? Today, I thought it would be really great to just do some foam rolling because I have so many people always coming up and coming on my table for body work, but they have issues with their knees or their ankle or, hey Bella, or their feet or, areas that are all connected to the major muscle groups in the legs. So I always ask them if they're foam rolling. And in general, they often have a foam roller at home, but it just kind of sits there in the corner. So it's like, that's not going to do anything, So it's super important to foam roll, and just want to do a little tutorial. I am going to film another video as well on foam rolling. And I also wanted to express an announcement that I have just finished filming the introductory assisted stretch course. So super, super excited about that. I cannot wait for it to be all done editing. That'll be all on me. So it'll be fun work though. I'm very, very excited. This is something that I've wanted to get out for the last couple years. So yeah, it's always important to celebrate your little wins every single day and remind yourself your gratitudes, what you're grateful for every day. And I'm so grateful for you guys, grateful for having this channel and being able to be fully self-expressed in stretching and body work, because this is the kind of work that means the world to me. It's just so important. Of course, when we stretch our physical body, we're stretching all parts of ourselves, all aspects of ourselves. And the world doesn't heal until we heal internally. Everything is eternal. So when we heal inside, we are simultaneously healing everyone around us. Everyone that we touch experiences the work that we do on ourselves. And that is obviously prevalent to doing self-empowerment work or meditation, things like that, but also just taking care of yourself physically, because it's physical health. And the more that you're physically healthy, the more you inspire others to be physically healthy around you. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and do a little foam rolling for the next 20 minutes. I'm very excited to share with you some techniques if you haven't used a foam roller before or don't know how to use a foam roller. So how I like to start is with the quads and then moving all the way down to the foot. And then I move to the mid-back, upper back, or mid-back, upper back, and then shoulders, traps, neck. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. So you want to start with the foam roller facing you, but perpendicular. Okay, and just put it in the middle of the mat. And then you're going to lay down right where your hip flexor is. So your hip flexor is, if you come into a low lunge right over that foam roller, your hip flexor is right here. This is right where the quad begins. So your quad is right here. And the hip flexor just is at the very top, okay? This is also where your psoas muscle is. Your psoas muscle is here, and your psoas muscle carries a lot of stress and tension and worry and things like that. So it's really good to foam roll just to release your emotions as well. So we'll bring that right knee down, and then we're going to lower ourselves on top of that, just in the middle of the roller, okay? And you can have any kind of roller. You can have a flat one, a bumpy one, whatever feels the best to you. And you want to start to feel that pressure in the hip flexor there. Now, as you feel this, like maybe a pinching or a soreness or a tension, tightness, you want to allow this leg to just completely relax as much as possible. This is the part of foam rolling that is sometimes time consuming. So oftentimes I will just watch a movie or a show or work on my laptop or work on my phone or something like that while I'm doing it, because it's good to lay in this spot even just for like 20, 30 minutes sometimes. If you're really tight, I recommend that. Like if this feels really sore and tight to you, then definitely you want to be on there longer. We'll take some deep breaths. And then once you feel relaxed here, we're going to work your way up using your elbows to pull that leg forward on top of the roller in a new location. So I move just a few inches down and then rest in here, because I'm feeling that on the bottom of my psoas muscle. I'm feeling that in the top of my quads. And when you release this area, this can really prevent issues on your knee. If you have a lot of pain or meniscus issues, it can be very beneficial to release the quad and the calf. Yes, Bella. And we'll go ahead and move up a few more inches. Ooh. So now you should be almost at the belly of your quad, maybe a little bit higher. But in this space, really focusing on melting that muscle. The muscles can get very, very tight after a long period of no massage. And if you're not getting regular massages, then you absolutely should foam roll. This softens up the tissues and really protects your joints. So as I'm laying in the belly of my quad, I'm taking that opposite knee and I'm gently pressing into the floor to move the foam roller just barely, maybe like a millimeter by millimeter by millimeter, down the quad muscle. So you can hold in this one place and just let it melt, or you can super, super slowly pull the leg, oof, to get more of that quad. Excellent. I hope that you feel some relief so far in here. If this feels very easy for you, you may want to upgrade your foam roller. There are different densities of foam rollers. Some are really soft, some are medium, and some are really hard. I prefer the denser ones because my muscles get really, tight. And the softer ones just don't do it for me. So you may want to find different kinds of foam rollers that work better. All right, we are slowly rolling down the quad. So I'm going to rotate my body to make sure I get the outer leg. We will move into the adductors as well, but for now we're focusing on the outer leg. So if you find yourself falling this way, go ahead and rotate that knee so it faces the mat, and you'll get more of the vastus lateralis, this big muscle right along here, almost at the band. Oof. It is controversial when people talk about stretching or foam rolling your band. I don't recommend it because your band is basically your band. It's not a muscle. It holds the muscles. So you want to keep it taut. So you don't want to soften it too much. So I definitely don't recommend foam rolling directly on your band. I'd recommend foam rolling on your vastus lateralis and your quad. Continue to relax that leg, and we'll pull forward. You can move the leg back upward if there's a spot that you feel like you want to get at a different angle. You can play with different angles by coming up, coming down, but also rotating your body. Ooh. Also rotating your body externally and internally, outward and inward. So when I go out, when I push the hips outward, I get much deeper into that quad for me. So play with that. All right, we're going to move on to the other side. We're going to get the quad on the other side now. So we'll go ahead and Switch legs, bringing the foam roller to the middle of the mat. And then coming into that low lunge, you're exposing that hip flexor. All right? That's it. Now we're going to lower that knee and then lower the hip flexor on the foam roller. Okay. So find your spot. Your spot will be the spot that feels very tight. And this is where you want to work. You want to work where it's the most uncomfortable. Of course, because you're only making it less uncomfortable by foam rolling. All right. I need to externally rotate a little bit so my toes are pointed inwards. This, for me, gets more of the outer quad. Yes. And melting that leg down. I recommend foam rolling right before bed. A lot of people have restless leg syndrome, or they get like anxiety in their thighs and the quads. So foam rolling before bed is really, really a good way to relax your whole body before sleeping. It's really nice. I generally foam roll at night myself. And some people will ask, do I need to foam roll every day? Foam roll as often as feels good and as often as you need. So some people just have denser muscle tissues and get tight really fast. Some people work out every day. So in that case, you probably should foam roll every day. If you foam roll only a few times a week, that should be enough. And if you aren't working out hardly at all, then you probably don't need to foam roll as often. You know what I mean? So just use your own discretion. But if you don't have one yet, I definitely would suggest getting one. And we're moving down the leg, using that opposite leg to guide that leg down. And you should be almost at the top of your knee, feeling that pressure in the quad. And taking nice deep breaths in here, allowing yourself to have this time to continue to release the muscles. Your body thanks you. And rolling it down further if you can go any further. I'm feeling very tight, just right above the knee on the outer edge of the vastus lateralis. This is like, wow. And the top of that quad. Oof. If you guys have knots, you'll feel that when you're foam rolling, it'll be like, you'll feel it like a truck going over a bump. So, ooh. And trying to relax and release as much as possible is really important. It softens up the tissue. All right, go ahead and roll down. Next, we're going to work on the adductor. So, keeping on the same side for now, what we'll do is bring the foam roller to the inside of the knee. So, laying on your side, the upper knee lays on the foam roller, and you're going to rotate your upper torso downwards. And in doing so, the knee will roll along the foam roller. Now, the inside of the knee can be very, very sensitive, so take your time. This is often a very tender spot for most people. So continuing to rotate that torso downwards, feel the stretch of the muscle, the release, the massage of the adductors. Taking breaths to open the tissue here, moving the hips over towards that foam roller, And then stopping wherever you feel the tightest. I'd love to hear from you guys if you foam roll regularly or if there's anything that you feel extra tight or don't know how to foam roll. Let me know. I have a few foam rolling videos up, but they're done outside. I think I want to do an inside just so we can focus a little bit better. All right, moving up the adductor. On this one, I like to lift the foot upwards and then to the side and just kind of find those different angles. And then coming all the way up towards that hip flexor. All right. Good job. We're going to go ahead and move to the other side. So coming to the other side, laying on the side, do the same thing, bringing the inner knee to the middle of the foam roller. Scoot back a little. And then rotating the upper torso down, lifting the foot up and getting into the adductor from here. Feeling the sensitivity on the inside of the knee, the tenderness, and just rolling into it, letting those tissues melt. You may even want to relax that leg all the way down. But if you don't feel it, lift up that foot. You'll get much deeper into the muscle there. You can use the bottom foot to sort of pull that knee towards you and push the knee away. Good. Towards you and away. Yep. And you can use the different angles by moving that foot up and down. And you can extend the leg as well. So play with the different angles here. This is really good for protecting your knee because a lot of people are so tight on the inside. And we'll go ahead and move that foam roller all the way up to the hip flexor. All right, good job. So now I want to show you the calves. So the calves, you're just going to go ahead and flex that foot on top of the foam roller, and then your other leg will cross right on top. This is a good way to allow pressure onto one calf at a time. You're going to press the shoulders back and down, and then lift up the hips to move forward onto that calf. If this is too intense for you, you can of course do it without lifted hips, but I just wanted to show you a little more advanced because you can always take it easier. And rolling up the calf until you find a tight spot. Again, if you don't feel it, try a different angle. So try opening up the foot or closing it. Yeah. You can also try flexing the foot. This gets deeper into the calf like that. And release. Nice job. We'll switch legs. So flexing that foot, crossing the other over, lifting the hips, and rolling forward. Ooh. Okay. Good morning, calves. Right? Opening the foot open or closed, finding the right angle where it's the most tight, the most tense. For me, it's always like right at the top of the calf, like right under the knee, which is good because the looser your calves are, the better your knees are going to be. So if I'm feeling it there, then it's good that I'm working on it. You know what I mean? So if you guys are feeling extra tight in one place, and you're worried, don't be worried. You're working on it. Good job. All right. So next we'll go ahead and take that foam roller, bring it to the low back, really to the sacrum. So where you feel the very bottom of your spine. We're going to bring the foam roller there, okay? We're going to go ahead and roll back on it. And then in this position, I really just like to bring my feet into butterfly and then grab onto my elbows and open up like this. There's a really, really good way to open up your low back. And take some breaths. Good. And then what we'll do is walk our feet forward, and that allows our spine to be rolled by the foam roller. So moving all the way up to the mid-back. In this mid-back area, you can begin to release that low back. That'll isolate the mid-back. You can bring the arms up. Open up the legs. This will help open the QL muscles of your low back. And then you can move into the QLs by lowering the outer knee towards one knee. And you'll get one side. And then opening towards the other knee, you'll get the other side. It's tough. Okay, now we'll move to the upper back. So all we do is bring that foam roller right behind our scapula. And I like to bring the elbows in. This opens up the scapula to move the foam roller alongside the muscles of my back. And with these ones, I really like to do it in a dynamic motion. So up and down. And you might feel lots of cracks and things like I do. That's just your fascia moving out of the way, getting massaged. Good. Excellent. I hope that one felt really good to you guys. That one always feels really, really good to me. And then we'll go ahead and bring the foam roller right underneath your lat. So your lat, of course, is the muscle right in here. So when you raise your elbow up, this is what protrudes out. This is where you want to have the foam roll. So right along the lat. And then laying on your side, bringing it right around the underarm, and we would just relax in here. This can feel really, really tender on a lot of people. This is one of those spots when you get a massage and they press right in here. It's like killer. But then it ends up you feel like this blood flow in your body because it really does hold so much tension in there. And I would hold it longer. I would hold all of these way longer. I'm just showing you guys. So rolling into that lat. Good. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. Opening up that area and lowering yourself down, kind of in the armpit area. And this side's way, 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 way more sore for me. So you'll find it. You'll find one area that you're like, no. But just relax. All right, we'll go ahead and get into the neck as our final foam roll position. And for this one, I just like to rest my head on the foam roller like this. So just right under my neck. And then from here, you can, if you have a foam roller with bumps in it, then you'll feel the pressure right on your occiput. Your occiput's just like on the bottom sides of your head. Basically, in line with your earlobes. If you find your earlobes and then bring your fingers backwards, that's where your occiput. And then you just rest into that, and it'll help relax your whole head, your face, your neck. And you can bring your head side to side, open up different parts of your occiput and release. All right. That is what I would recommend for a foam roll, a quick foam roll if you have 30 minutes of your day and you're looking to relax your whole body. You don't have time to go get a massage or, and you just need a quick release. That's something that you can just do at home, and it'll really, really support you and your muscles and just help you feel much better. Okay? I will not be going on live next week, just so you guys know. I'll be on the East Coast, and I'm not the kind of person to wake up at 5:30, so that's not going to happen for you. Sorry about that, but I will film again the following week. All right? I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining me. I acknowledge you for taking care of your health and wellness. And comment below if you have any questions. Stay engaged. All right. Have a good one. Bye.